Planet 12 Podcast. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday to everybody. Oh, man. As y'all can see from the last two test runs, it's about to go down in this motherfucker. Oh, my God. As you can hear by that classic song, I'm overexcited right about now. I'm bringing on two iconic ladies. Oh, my God. So much I could say. I'm just going to save it for the episode. But if y'all know like I know, then y'all know this ain't going to be no normal ass interview. This is some real shit about to go down here, y'all. Historic. Joyce Tolbert and DeMonica Santiago of the legendary, iconic Good Girls. Oh, damn, y'all up in here. Oh, shit, okay. I see it. You know what? We ain't going to waste no time. Let's get them in here. What up, Googly? I see y'all. What up, D? Hey, Katrina. Oh,
there we are now.
Hey. There we go.
Hey.
There we go.
Hey. We connected. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me good? Can you see me? Everybody, you can hear. Does it sound good? Everybody, let us know. How is it? It's good, y'all.
Oh my God.
Doing the what is that?
The June bug.
The June bug.
Stop. Oh shit.
Hey, what's going on? Love.
Oh my God.
Hey,
what's
baby.
up, ladies?
We love you, Love.
Oh man. I love y'all. Y'all know how I feel about y'all.
Yes.
I love y'all more. Okay, does everybody sounding good? So we always do this shit with the fans because I love my fans.
So this is us down here, you up there.
First and foremost, are we clear, ladies and gentlemen? They're gonna let us know. That one thing about them, they know. Is it clear? Are we clear? No weird sounds, nothing crazy going on. Let me make sure, because we start reading that. They said y'all look exactly the same. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh shit, Brenda K. Star said, "What's up, y'all?" Oh wow.
Hey, Brenda. Hi, Mama.
Hey, and put my glasses back on so I can read though. Hold on.
Okay, the fans are telling me that we're all. I love my fans to death. They will let you know in a minute if shit is not good because they know how things can go. So that means we can continue.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I got that on too. Matter of fact,
the vibes are thick. We're all good. I just want to make sure we're all good. I mean, because we have some crazy stuff. So we're all good. Weird sounds, no blur. Brenda K. Star's up in here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to her real quick.
Love it.
Brenda K. Star.
That's crazy. I got all my legendary big sisters in here. I love it.
Yes.
I'm surrounded by love with the people who mean the most to me. So that makes a lot of a difference.
So
ladies
cool. Oh, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. We love Jeremy. Oh, my God. What up, Jeremy?
Yes.
See you, bro.
Hey, now.
Okay, how can I start this? Let's see.
Yeah. And while you're thinking about it, I'm going to get us a glass of wine. So I'll be right back. But we got Joyce right here, so I got to get us ready.
Don't leave me.
She said, while I'm thinking about
I ain't going too far.
That's some
right
new
here.
Shit there.
But
she said, while I'm thinking about it. Now, she said, don't leave her. Look, she said.
I'll be right back.
I got to get some wine. So hold that thought. Not that, I'm an alcoholic, but I just need a little wine because it's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day, guys.
So I'll be right back.
It's Valentine's Day.
And she put a kiss on the damn podcast. I can't with you.
Here's another one.
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. You know DeMonica.
Gotta get it ready.
I don't, between y'all and CC, I don't, I can't tell. I can't call it. What's up, hon? What's going on, Joyce Love? You good?
You got it. You got it.
As y'all can see, I mean, the fans are seeing this for the world to see because anybody who's been following me for over 10 years already knows.
And we have to make it a party because it's Valentine's weekend. So we're not going to do keep this, sitting down thing.
Can you guys get a glass? If y'all got a glass, can you get a glass and drink with us right now? Can y'all do that?
Please.
I love it.
It's Valentine's weekend.
Get your glass and
we're not going to do the normal, just sit here and be like,
no. Our shit is never normal.
It's never like that, right?
So podcast is very unpredictable. Y'all know that. We do a lot of unpredictable shit on this show. So I wouldn't have it any other way with my two incredible sis. So this is good.
Thank you. And we can put a glass through there. We would,
well,
but Where's yours, Lars? You don't have your one?
I don't. You know what I have? I'm gonna tell you what I have. I got.
You got a bass behind you,
That's
huh?
what the fuck I'm
Yeah,
that's good. Right now. You know why? Because I drank a whole bunch of Pepsi and champagne last night, and you gotta flush the sugar out. So I gotta be smart tonight.
That's what's
tomorrow. I will be doing some more champagne though. But for today, I said, you know what? Let me detox for today. But have a couple of sips on for me. y'all know how we do.
No problemento.
Well, let me just say this real quick as we start this off, y'all.
Okay.
As everybody has known me over the years, you know, they know how much I've championed y'all, celebrate y'all, let people know the real, because, you know, you got to remember, we're veterans of this industry, and a lot of people who don't know how a lot of shit works behind the scenes, we're forced to have a perception about artists and even more so about business. And sometimes we can't even get mad at fans, because what happens is that as I came into my own as an artist, and of course having my grandfather who schooled me on the business, I began to put certain things together. But let me just say this. These girls right here, without question, one of the pioneering, trend-setting girl groups on a lot of different levels, because way before the ushering of the girl groups for my particular era came in, these were the girls that kind of helped set that foundation for what would be that takeover. You know, your Escapes, your SWVs, your TLCs, all these incredible girl groups who we all love. And the thing is that I've always said, but between that period and that period, there was two girl groups, other one being the girls, and then there's y'all girls, the good girls. The good girls are without question the landmark between what my generation represented, which was the combination of R&B, hip hop, pop, and of course New Jack Swing, which is an R&B subgenre, but as everybody knows, New Jack Swing was a subgenre by itself. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the still good looking, still fun loving, incredible DeMonica Santiago of the Good Girls. I just wanted to give you that intro real quick.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you. I can put my glasses back on now. I was like, I was trying to, be with the whole moment. I was like, maybe I should take my glasses off. So, yes, thank you.
I mean, we're going to get into it today, but I'm just saying more so because, when I put the news out there, I mean, over the last 4 or 5 days, my inbox was flooded. People were going nuts. Everybody had been waiting on it. Just so y'all know, we have been talking about it because, as most people may know, me, DeMonica, and Joyce, we're very, very close. These been, I'm saying close to about a good 15, 20-something years that we've been close outside of the industry shit. So it's a pleasure, first of all. Thank you for even doing this, number one. And number two, how are y'all ladies doing with all this stuff that we got dealing with going on in our outside world? How are y'all holding up? Because y'all look amazing. So what's your secrets?
Thank you.
Thank you. I kind of like it.
Half and half. Yeah, right.
I was already doing this before it happened, basically. Sort of. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Of course, we go hang out in the D night. So you and I are always in there. Joyce be in there. We be there at nighttime. That helps me get through a lot of stuff. So, that part right there, being in love with CQ, the CQ family, that alone has gotten me through a lot of this. My work has always been my work. So I actually end up working more now during the pandemic. So everything got got busier due to, I do music licensing because we pitch in and everything as well. So based off of everything going to streaming and online, my work got even busier. So the one thing I don't like is that being at home is you can't really get out. I already had my office in my home. So at least at one time I would be able to get out and go sit at a bar, just have a drink, have some sushi, do whatever. But I had the option to get out. Now that option has been taken away. And so that's a little bit of the problem. So I do have my moments of just having anxiety and going, oh, okay. And then getting prepared to go to the grocery store. It's like every time you leave the house, it's a production. It's like I'm like a flower test. Like I just like to go, but now I got to go. Oh God, did I get my mask? Oh wait, did I get this? And then there's gonna be a lot of people in the store. I can't go to the bank because there's a line outside because they can only allow 4 people. So I go, oh, I can't go right now. I need to go when it's closed because when it's closed, I can get in. Right. So it's just that whole thing. And then going out of state, the whole anxiety of the planes, or even when I was in Vegas, totally forgot for 2 seconds, jumped out the car, got ready to go to Fat Tuesday and said, oh, shit, excuse my language. No. Got ready to jump out. And then I went through the whole, place. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, once I saw the thing, you can't enter without the mask. I was like, oh. So then I had to run all the way back to my car, get the mask, and then go back. So I was just like, and then I was sweating because I was coming from a wedding, trying to get a drink real fast. All I wanted was one drink. I was like, just one. Oh, let me put that back over this way. No, but just wanted one drink. But just because of that, it's like a production now to have to do. Yeah. So that gives me anxiety because our lives are already crazy. Just our normal MO. So now we have stuff that's on top of it that's by no choice. It's one thing to be by choice based off of whatever career we decide, but to have something that's added when it's not a choice, it's a problem because we're supposed to live in a world of choice. So, and I know it's for the safety, so I get all that. It's just that if we're going to do it, lock it down, put an X amount of months so we can get it over with, and then we can go back to being normal. Because that's the problem. We test it out like we in timeout. Okay, let's go get in timeout for 30 days. When we know when it does come to children, timeout don't work with children. You got to knock it out, get it done, and then we can be done with it, right? It's like, nip it in the bud. Right. We don't have time to play with things. Be here for 2 seconds and say, oh, let's try it one more time. If people are having issues, lock it down. You don't want to be home? Okay, then there's a cell over here that you can be in. But right now, we need to lock everything down, put a fine on it, and get it done so then we all can live. Because when we play with people, when we take chances or appease, like if it's a kid, you tell a kid no, and then you go ahead and let the kid go ahead, and the kid eventually keeps on doing. So it never gets better. It doesn't get fixed unless you stand ground. You know, if you're the president, stand ground, run the world, do your job like we do as parents. That kid ain't gonna do it again because we stand our ground. So run the world, make it happen, get it done. Because I'm ready to get out. It's like the back and forth. You think you're getting ready to go. I think I'm getting ready to get my nails done, my wax. And then all of a sudden, next week, oh, my bad, back locked down. It's like, really? So that part right there is the up and down, the yo-yo effect. It's crazy when, again, our own life already, we have enough to deal with. Then now we got to worry about, is this a curfew? Can I go out after 11? Am I about to get pulled over? Or wait a minute, or do I stay home? Oh, no, it's the 25th, not the 24th. So it's just, that's the anxiety that I tend to have, which is why my bars stay stocked, but I keep going through things and drinking. Right? So I can't do nothing nowadays without having a glass of wine. I'm like, my nerves, right? It's just like, my work is already 24/7.
Those that didn't catch it.
Dude, if you look right here on my bar, I have all these, the sink has all the empty bottles that I got to go refill. I didn't nearly empty it. I'm like, okay, well, what am I drinking this week, right? I was like, I got all these that I have to refill. And I'm getting tired of them because I'm in the house. I'm like, I'm tired of drinking that one now. Gee, what am I going to do now? I start looking for ideas.
DeMonica will drink a nigga under the table. I promise you.
You know?
This lady brought wine back at the market because it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
She drank half of it and said, it didn't work. I need to return this.
That part. That part.
How you go?
But that's how it is.
Y'all see what I got to deal with, y'all? This is how we all get around each other. We stupid.
Hey. But that's what starts happening. You know, you start looking at yourself and start going, gosh, that, I mean, I'm getting bored. I'm like, gee, I didn't have enough of this one. I start I do.
You got this shit.
Let me just say, I mean, that's true. I just think that, you know, because you see, you know, at one point, us in New York, I mean, those who were with me, all my East Coast people, like we were the target when this shit first came into fruition, so to speak, for lack of a better phrase. And now, in the great state of my second hometown, which is how we're going to start this whole thing about the good girls. Right. The personification. I said this to y'all in person, but I want to say it to the world so you can understand. What made the good girls so mega dope, not just as artists, singers, and dancers and the whole forth, is that, in my humble opinion, they are the representation, in my opinion, of the quintessential LA, California girls. Like in terms of what I knew it to be, like of course, like I said, LA's my second hometown, but as far as what I knew it to be from the accents, because I make fun of Joyce all the time, you know, it comes out in certain spurts, and then certain things that only y'all can talk about that LA girls and even guys can relate to, because it's a culture, and y'all represented that so much through the way y'all dance, just the whole ambiance, you know, the hair, and it really personified that to us, and it spread throughout. Oh, let's see, like DeMonica about to start.
I was like, don't get
I know DeMonica gets busy, so it's like that whole aspect was just great for me. But is it safe to say that played so much into the role of y'all girls before y'all even became a girl group? Is that safe to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we started out as the Dapper Girls, which Joyce put together in our school. And man, our routines, our clothes.
I met her and I was like, oh my God, I have this sister twin and we just move alike. And I got her ID from my school. I snuck her into the talent shows in my school.
I took her test.
No. I took her test in my school.
Teacher didn't even know, put on a hat.
I would ditch and go to her school.
Be looking the same.
I mean, we just did it our way. And it was fun.
Shoot. Oh, wait, my hat's a little too tight right now. Hold on. I was trying to, blend in with Joyce right now with the hat, but
the Dapper Girls, it's safe to say that the Dapper Girls, when I learned more of the history over the years, of course, because of course when I finally had a chance to for us to develop our friendship and everything that we've been doing for the longest, it's crazy, because when y'all told me the stories about how the Dapper Girls formed and the battles, the shows and things like that, it took me right back to me, my legendary cousin Rubber Band, who was part of the IOU dancers, the famous IOU dancers in New York. So they would go to certain clubs and just to get off, but a lot of times there would be these competition things that would come up. So from what I know, the Dapper Girls wasn't nothing to fuck with, and that's just I love the. I mean, when you look at this, the stuff that y'all did in the Good Girls, it's pretty obvious to see. So it just takes me back to imagine y'all in battles and shit. Like I could see y'all faces now, because this is the being able to kill shit. I mean, how fierce was the competition in those days?
It was fierce, but we killed it every time. We came in at number one. Yeah, always. We came in at number one. We just did. We did.
Sticking to that story. No. But yes, we did. Absolutely. But the groups were great. It was
Ultra Girl, Yesa.
Yesa. Wow.
We love Yesa. Yesa Smith, she was just the shit. Still is today. She still can groove.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You know? Yeah.
And I think it was girls and boys, because we were all it wasn't just the girls against the girls.
It was the Georgie boys, the Jerk boys. Wow.
We had Lusky in it. You know,
Lusky. Yeah, we would battle against each other. We wouldn't fight. It was like, oh, you want to battle? You know, let's battle on stage. You know, we would do the dance off. And we won awards and stuff. And then that's how we got on Soul Train, because the scout from Soul Train came. He saw us and he brought us on the Soul Train. He took all those young kids, you know, and brought all of them on Soul Train. You know,
rest in peace.
Yeah, it gave Eric Hasim. It gave us all a opening in a way to see, like, we could be on stage one day. You know what I mean? And we were. You know, we were on stage too.
Yeah.
That was such a whole part of your
that was
such a whole part of your history, because what was so crazy to me is when you think of the lineage of Soul Train and all of the dancers that, I mean, of course, probably the most notable one, you know, besides, of course, you know, the great Lusky Carr, then we had Jody Watley and Jeffrey Daniel, who later went on to form, you know, or to be a part of what was called Shalimar. So it's so interesting that most of the groups, because when people forget that's how Shalimar got started, because Jody and Jeffrey was already doing their thing, and I guess Dick Griffey or whoever else was in charge, they said, hey, we're having this good idea to come up with a group, and Shalimar went on to become that. So how crazy is it that y'all girls were following the same damn lineage, and then next thing you know, a few years later, there y'all was doing the Running Man till it couldn't be ran out.
Exactly.
Performing on stage and performing your singles. So I mean, I used to watch those clips of y'all when y'all had the twin button-up white shirts and y'all was doing the snake and shit. I was like, look at that. I was like, oh shit. Look how they going sick. See what I mean? Y'all had these like these geisha girls kind of button up ups and stuff like that. And then they would always come to y'all, and I'm like, I said, look at Joyce and Tolbert.
Yep.
Oh my God. But that's such a great part. And for some of y'all who who look at YouTube footage on a daily basis like I do, I'm the person that was watching this shit as it happened, because Soul Train came on every Saturday at noon in New York.
Oh wow!
So of course it would have that particular thing. So now when I look back at certain things, I'm like, oh shit, that was them. Oh yeah, the Asian girl.
Girls in the same 3 white dresses now.
Yeah, I mean, hold up, was that cut during the day, or was that more so like a
all day Saturday and Sunday from, I think it started like around 11 in the afternoon, all the way to like 11 at night. It was an all-day thing.
We're
Saturday
paying for
and Sunday.
We wake up and Monday to go to school, 5 in the morning. We'd be tired as shit, but we did our Soul Train though.
Yep. We'd be like,
we did our Soul Train, you know. And my dad didn't want me on Soul Train, so I used to have to hide the remote from him. And he'd be like, God damn it, Joyce, you done snuck on that motherfucking Soul Train again.
As he's watching the women, right? He's like, oh, wait, is that my daughter?
I had
that
to do
DeMonica next turn.
I had to do it.
Yes.
I had to do it. You know,
man, it's crazy. I mean, I look at that whole thing because, of course, for most of us children, I mean, we've heard it so many times, but let me be the product of that environment to say, as a kid in New York, just like it was in my parents' generation, Soul Train was the place that had New York culture as far as breakdancing and just hip hop and modern dancing didn't happen the way it did. Soul Train was the place where you turned on to learn all the latest moves, the latest styles, the latest fashion. It really spoke to a culture like nothing ever did before, you know. So the thing is that for y'all to be a part of that as young Black queens and women, and then killing it when there wasn't a whole lot of girl crews, and if they weren't getting a whole lot of light. That's why it's like y'all importance of making it and blowing up in the scene really, really speaks volumes and why that transferred part of it. So ultimately, how did the Good Girls come together? How did the name come together, and how did the final piece of the puzzle of all of that happen while y'all were still on Soul Train?
Okay. Wow.
The Dapper Girls was a dance group. I had started getting into music. I was in this group called Vogue. DeMonica was coming by the house all the time, and the managers were tripping with me and upsetting me, and DeMonica was getting upset. She said, I'm going to do something about this chick. Like, that's about our name. We call each other chick. Okay. She said, I'm going to do something about this chick. And she went and told the manager that she had a dance group.
Yep. Jonathan.
And she told Jonathan Clark, well, yeah, she was on Soul Train with Shireen because I wasn't going anymore. And Shireen was in another dance group. And so she told Jonathan she had a singing dance group. And so we went over his house. And he was like, what do you guys want to wear? And we came up with these ideas what we wanted to wear. He's like, He said, you guys are going to go get these skirts and you're going to measure them about here, cut them here. Yeah. We got red, green, and blue. And we got the outfits. We wore blue or green to the BRE.
Oh, God.
The Black Radio exclusive. Oh, my God. We were moving in unison. Like, if I did this, DeMonica would do this. And it was just, people was just tripping. We were just moving in unison and shit, walking around and shit. Yeah. And then it was crazy. And then we immediately signed with Gerald Busby after that. He was the MCA. He said, I'm about to
Great Gerald Busby.
Yeah.
He says, I got the boys. He said, you guys come on over there.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. I love Gerald Busby. He believed in us so much. I really miss him a lot.
Although, when we first got with Jonathan, he was actually, when he had the Good Girl's name, because Jonathan's the one who came up with the Good Girl's name, and the Castle School Skirt, he was actually going to do a different type of twist, because, you know, there's the Vanity 6, the Nasty Girls, right? And that was way before our time. But nonetheless, when we were coming about, well, not that it was that way before our time.
No, that's cool.
But his whole thing was he was going to put a spin on the name The Good Girls. So we're going to wear Catholic school skirts with stockings and garters. We weren't, but that was his concept when he had came up with the name. He was like, we were sitting in his living room. He's like, oh yeah, Good Girls, you guys are gonna wear Catholic school skirts. We're gonna put them up to here. You're gonna have high heels on, stockings and garters. And we're like,
after he saw how we grew,
I was like,
yeah, for real. They need some shoes, some boots. You know, because they get it. They don't need no heels. They need boots.
They're really good girls. Like, that ain't gonna work. We were like, and we're glad we came to that same conclusion. Yeah, it's like, that's definitely not gonna work. Yeah, it was gonna be stockings and garters and the Catholic school skirts. We were sitting there like this.
You're like,
I don't think so, but we're gonna figure this out in 2 seconds, right? So yes, exactly.
That's, you know,
although this hat is getting kind of hot.
It's so crazy. So seeing that we're at this particular point now, because let me just, as I intro this part right here, it's going to drive everybody crazy. Let me just say this before I intro this next phase that we're going into. It was the summer of '89. I'm in junior high school. I'm already doing talent shows and shit. I'm making my mark as a singer, rapper, playing some guitar.
They marks
and of
shit,
course,
yeah.
you know, stupid. The main thing was just that, of course, like in LA, like here, the talent shows were everything. And as most people know, between 88, 89, 90, there was only a handful of songs that when you played this shit, 3 things happened. Number 1, you were either going to go crazy if you couldn't dance. You just was like, this is my shit. I'm rocking to it. I'm singing the words. Number 2, you just run to the floor and start dancing. And then number 3, last and probably the most important one, battle time.
Sorry, Lo, we were having a little technical difficulties. Sorry about that. To interrupt, Joyce had hit the button, so I don't know if we were still there, but we're here now. Okay.
Okay, we're here. Wait, I'm still here.
Okay, good. We're still here. Yep.
Okay, good. But this song right here, listen to me. Everybody knows, not only is it the song, and it's so crazy because in New York, I heard the song before I even saw y'all. You dig what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you about the impact of this record and y'all as a group. Because everywhere in Brooklyn, no matter where, if I was going to play baseball or football, you know how you walk in the streets and shit, and all the hustlers with the Jeeps and shit would be passing by, and during the daytime, and I bullshit you not, from the clubs to the car, this was the record. This shit here, and this classic album, I still have my CD, see?
Oh, nice!
I
have my CD.
I still have it.
Wait, I got mine. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my. Where's my?
Somebody stole mine.
I didn't do it. No. Well, that was CD, but where's the record at?
Oh, it's right here. It's right here.
Oh.
That's when Joyce do that one move where she goes like this and her nose kind of go up.
Hey.
The vocals.
It tastes.
Oh, look, see? She's winning now. Oh, shit, look, I got the CD, she got the vinyl.
You got the album, 12-inch.
See, look, people don't understand. See, Ocean's from Brooklyn. She knows. She's from Motown. See, she's saying it too. Let the chorus play, then we're going to shut it down.
Okay, we can't be doing the screen thing right here.
That's real shit, though.
I know the
it's okay. Let me stop it right there. So obviously, it hits like a firestorm. See, I'm doing it with y'all now. See, they got me shaking this shit, and that was never really my move. My move was the WAP. So just kind of. See.
Okay.
Listen, girls. Let me. Before I even ask the question, I mean, look, it's a whole bunch of hearts and shit done went up. It's crazy because the impact of that record, the impact of that song. Like I told you, I didn't even see y'all girls yet. All I heard was this song, and everywhere I went, it was playing. They would play the remix, the Eddie F version. They would play all versions of it. And when we get to school, like they would let us have parties in the classroom, and I promise you. As soon as that beat dropped, I would Roger Rabbit to death, like it was nothing left in me.
Oh,
and
the Roger
party
Rabbit,
would get
yes.
started. Yeah, it was crazy. And then finally one day, I was watching the iconic video music box with the legendary Ralph McDaniels, and I finally saw the video, and y'all fucked up my life forever.
Oh.
Me, my brother, and my uncle. That's the one that got a crush on you, DeMonica. I told you about that. So it's interesting because, listen to me. I'm going to tell y'all why this is important. Because keep in mind, New Edition, Menudo, New Kids on the Block, a whole bunch of other male groups, 4x4. I can name off the top. The funny thing about this shit is that all the female fans had their male groups, but us guys didn't really have a lot. We had a few female groups, but they didn't have, a lot of them didn't have that particular kind of thing that most of the guys from my neighborhood went for. So when we saw y'all three, we was like,
like that, huh?
Like that.
No, I'm saying, I'm like, damn, they fine. Like, look, the song was already dope as what it was. And then when we finally saw the visual, it was just like, you know, especially for me, because I'm just like, they all can sing, they all can dance, and they look good. And to me, I mean, from a marketing standpoint, it's called the total package, if you will. Because I feel like if you're gonna represent that, male or female, if you're gonna represent that, the look has to be in place. You know, the steps, if you do them, because some groups didn't do steps and still had something to give. So it's almost like y'all really grabbed that shit. And then when I saw y'all on Soul Train, it was a wrap. So how did it feel to have that record to this very day still drive? You see people going nuts in the comments. How does it feel in 2021 that song still resonates? How does it feel?
It feels good because even our kids jam to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My daughter and my son, he's like, oh, yeah, Mom, all my friends know who you are. I'm like, okay. I was like, wow. And I'll see them following me. I'm like, good to know, right? You know, because he's only 15, but it feels good. It feels really good, especially when we hear it again. So, and to know that that beat can still be played today and still fit right on in as if it was just yesterday.
The energy feels good still.
Absolutely.
And then that classic performance, the one that I put up on the video. See, the thing about this is that the synchronized bam, 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 bam.
Oh, we had so much fun with that.
Yes. Just like, yo, they don't understand the choreography. Speaking of which, can you tell the world who are the creators or the creator behind a lot of your choreography, even with the other videos and songs too?
We had a couple of them.
Yeah.
Boogie, Barbara Singletary.
Barbara Singletary, Renee.
Brooke
Kathy.
Payne.
The great Brooke Payne.
Yes. Oh, God, and he beat us up. Oh, my God.
Straight Ahead.
I heard stories about that.
Wait. He did us so bad, our cycles did not come.
Oh.
Our cycles would not come.
He put, we had to wear weights on our legs so that when we rehearsed, because it gave us more energy to, oh gosh, he kicked her.
Yeah. He would stand in front of you and he'd be like, boy, this water tastes so good. And you be just drenched sweat, just, you know, and he's like, man, this water's so good. Yeah. And you'd have weights on your arms and your legs. But you look good than a motherfucker when you perform now.
Yep. And then here later,
I'm gonna tell y'all would never.
Maxie kicked our butt, huh? No, I was saying, and when we got ready to do it again, Maxie was kicking our butt.
Oh yeah. Then we had Far Side.
Oh,
okay, that was all in the beginning, and then we redid our steps. Far Side. Lance and Kroom. Yeah, Far Side was our choreographers, and so was Lance Krooms and Oliver Kroom.
No more wine for you.
No more wine for me. But Maxie did a great job on reconstructing our routines because you know we grow. We're older now. You know we got grown women.
A little bit.
We got some grown women over here. I can't be doing the running man like that. I got to do a little smoother. You know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of a joke that Monica once said when he was on stage. They were just like, y'all like the fact that we can still move this way. He said, the only difference is that we breathing a little harder. So I was like, yeah, look, it comes to
that part.
The territory. But the interesting thing is that for those that don't know, Brooke Payne, an iconic legendary choreographer for New Edition, Maxie from the legendary Mary Jane Girls, who was the best dancer in the Mary Jane Girls. A lot of people don't know that. That's a whole nother
Still
subject.
is.
She She was actually the choreographer and still can move.
She can run circles around all of us still right now today. She is the shit.
Yes.
Maxie
and last but not
Bond.
least, and last but not least, if y'all didn't catch that, the Far Side they were talking about is, you guessed it, She Keeps On Passing Me By. The legendary Far Side Boys. Like, actually one of my first, that's a little secret for y'all too. Y'all probably don't know when it comes to me and them. The Far Side is one of the reasons that gave me the permission to create Planet 12, because they were just so different coming from the West Coast. You got to remember, the first thing you think about West Coast hip hop, y'all know, Crip Walking, Bloodshot, everything. But Far Side, Far Side and let me say Souls of Mischief, like those kind of groups that were cutting edge, the Alcoholics.
Yes.
We thought the Alcoholics was
the Alcoholics, yes.
Tash and Rico, like those guys, that's all West Coast. So when I knew that the Far Side, I used to hear stories about the Far Side being dancers. So y'all just confirmed that by telling me that they were y'all choreographers. That's crazy.
Yeah, they were dancers first.
That's where we all originated from.
Wow.
We used to be in a house. We used to be in a house on La Cienega, and Jonathan had a bunch of producers come, and whoever had the best music was going to win to do our single. And the one that won was LAJ and Kyle Hutno and Kim
Kyle
Armstrong.
Hutno, the great.
They wrote like 5 songs to the same song. And Kim Armstrong, which is Fred, she wrote Sweetness. She's the one who wrote that song. So, and then whoever danced, they all came and put a routine together for us, and we were at that house on La Cienega. It was great.
Yes.
I kid you not. Like,
hi everybody.
Yes. They're coming in here, and it's all crazy because again, this is y'all created a hotbed of all of these people who would either go on to make their own mark in production and writing, and obviously artistry thanks to the Far Side. But just to have y'all had these guys in the plate before we even heard of them. Like I told you, I heard stories about Far Side knowing how to dance, but of course, by the time I saw them, all I just knew was just them being dope ass MCs and producers. Right. So when I learned that, and then when we got close, and then y'all, I'm like, hold up, Slim Kid Trey. I'm like, the same.
Yes, Slim Kid.
It blew my mind.
Trey,
I was like, oh shit. So that fast forwarded to coming into your own. So before we get deeper into this first album, how is it easy to distinguish? Let's do what's called personality traits, because everybody had a favorite member of the group. So if y'all can describe the evenness of 3 of y'all girls in terms of your personalities and how it worked all together in terms of who is who. So in other words, Joyce, you describe DeMonica, you describe Joyce, and y'all can both describe Shereen. Like, how did that all work in personalities in terms of what girl could be attracted to one of the other guys, that the male fans that may like you?
Oh, okay. Let's just straighten this out right here. Me and DeMonica met through a guy.
That part.
So what happens? I met this guy named Bo, and on the phone actually, and so he called DeMonica. He introduced us on the phone, and when he got off, when he told us to hold on, I got her number. And me and her became the best of friends. She's like, she wasn't thinking nothing about him. Yeah. And she even introduced me to somebody else. Yeah. Joey, he was cute.
Oh,
Joey,
he was fine. Yeah, because I had went out with Bo. We broke up. Yep. Yeah, and he was like, oh, you got to meet my new girlfriend. I was like, okay, who is she? He was like, Joyce. And that's how I met Joyce. He's like, you guys look alike. I was like, yeah. Like, so we don't care. We don't trip off of men. Men that's never, we don't, that's not a thing at all. Right.
That's called girl power at its finest. I love it.
Okay. But when it comes to our personalities, well, Shereen was the quiet one. Joyce would be considered the down-to-earth crazy, keeping it 100. I would be that one. I'll be the business type. It's like, okay, DeMonica, she's that business, and because I'm a Gemini, I kind of have two sides. So I can be that.
Hey, wait. Okay. Now, DeMonica is a hell of a dancer. Even today, she serves it up. Like, I like to watch her just like we rehearse it. I just watch her. She be fucking it up.
I do get my group.
Oh, hell yeah.
She be fucking it up. I love it.
And that's what I miss. I miss going to the club. Yes.
I'm like, yes, do that shit.
Yes, I do. And that's what I miss. I miss that. I miss getting out there and getting my rock to be like, getting out there and then, oof. Yeah. I miss those days.
Well,
that's the part of the pandemic, and that's where CQ comes in, because you still get a chance to. Although I'm only dancing in my living room, we don't all get to see each other, but we all get to talk to each other. Because back before the pandemic, I would at least go out once a month. Like I would go to Bogey's out in Westlake, you know, and they got that like the stage. You kind of just go there, you can get up there and you party, and it'll just be fun. And go, you leave, your hair is all crazy and all over the place, but you got a chance to get out that energy. And then now, the clubs got shut down. So to not be able to have that, and again, like I said, we didn't have to go out all the time, but it's just good to get out once in a while. And now that was gone. So then when, again, CQ came, you got a chance to go to it, and we all got a chance to talk to each other and be around each other. Might be dancing here, but at least we still got a chance to feel the vibe of the club because of the environment. And that was one of the things I missed, you know. So, and I'm wondering even if everything comes back, if Bogies would be back. Because I love Bogies. I was like,
that's why I feel, that's why I feel bad. That's why I feel this generation.
Oh, I would go there. You know, I can wear my T-shirt, hair be wild.
I don't think they'll never know what it's like to be a party. Honestly, I think between our eras and what the generation has to do now, I feel bad for them because they will never experience what the fuck we experience during those years of being interactive with one another and being able to head to the dance floor and just be around that. So God forbid,
we came up in the best time of music ever. 1970 to like, come on, we came up in the best time of music ever. I've written some projects that immerse the same energy back into the universe. So it's okay. It's all right.
It's all right. Well, you know what?
All right.
That leads me to this particular song right here, and I'm going to make a very special non-intro. I'm just going to play the record, and then I'm going to come in with my take on this. This song right here.
I need to.
You know why I'm playing it.
You remember the routine? I don't remember.
I know our family was all in it. We had the close faces.
They going off. They loving it.
Wow. Oh, good.
Hey, happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's Day, baby. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I need your loving every day of the week. Good to me, yeah. I'm addicted to your love. Can't you see? Hey, a love like this.
I need your touch and your tender kiss.
I'm trying to make sure I remember the words.
When we first did our rehearsal, I didn't know any of the words, any of the steps. I said, oh, I forgot everything.
Listen to me. In case y'all don't know, first and foremost, you know I'm like, because
tell us.
I'm gonna put it out there. I love all three of these women, but I think everybody has known me over the years already knows my number one ultimate crush, and still to this day, is that girl right there.
Aww,
Joyce Tolbert. Listen to me. I loved all of them. I watched, because remember, I studied them too as artists, but I could not keep my eyes off of that one right there. I just,
no.
Every time when y'all were at the Apollo, when y'all did the love on one of these variety shows, I'm just like,
oh, all the guys were loving Joyce. I was like, dang.
Joyce just had a, no, because
they like what they like, but
no, I mean,
this man, he loves DeMonica.
No, that's what I said. Everybody, because I said I love my uncle to this day. When he's watching right now, when he said, please tell that damn DeMonica. I said, like he's still crushing on you, because you gotta understand.
Yeah.
We used to watch every time y'all videos would come on. Like me and my uncle would sit and watch before we played basketball or did anything. We would just watch videos. So every time that y'all shit came on, it'd be the one time that me and my brother and my uncle was like this.
Okay.
Like, okay, so. Not only super fine as hell, but let me just say this. One of the greatest, strongest, and most soulful singers, bar none and hands down. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that on this incredible first album, with the exception of Love Is Like an Itching in My Heart, we're going to get into that in a few seconds. You know we got to play that. Is that Joyce sang a lot of the lead on this first album.
Well, Joyce was actually the singer on the album.
Of a lot of her voice, just in terms of the phrasing, the control, like she made it believable. Because you got to remember, at a time when certain girl groups would always have a certain kind of unevenness, but it was just so good to see, you know, that in all these songs that were going on, it's like, yo, we get to hear her sing now. We get to hear her sing now. We get to hear her sing and do it. You know, it was such a great balance, and I love that. But I just have to commend you on that, Joyce. Like, your voice knocked me out and still knocks me out. Just in the stuff that we have been working on and everything else. I just have to give you that real quick.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
I'm gonna
she's back.
Well, I was getting ready to come back to say
she left, but she's back.
Yeah, I had to turn the fan up. But I was getting ready to say that I was actually getting ready to leave I was gonna make us some margarita, but
just go get some more wine.
You want to
margarita.
Look, she's serious. You saw how serious she got.
That's why I'm looking at her like.
Her nostrils.
I was like, I want a margarita right now.
Her nostrils slightly flared.
I've had the wine. The wine got me warm.
She's like, no.
Now I need a glass. Yeah, my wine is when I'm working. I'm trying to focus. You know, I want to be business. My margarita right now.
She flared her nostril and said,
"No,
like, we're doing margarita now."
I just had to give her that, but the one thing on a more serious note, let me parlay this song because this is very important. Now the next song I want to play, I already mentioned it, but I gotta say it on a more deeper level. In case you didn't know, tonight's episode is dedicated to the late, legendary, iconic Mary Wilson of the Supremes.
Yes,
who just lost a few days ago.
Yes.
And as some of y'all who see my posts, I have a lot to say about that, just in terms of that. You know, as y'all know, I met the woman a couple of times and was able to have some great conversations. But I wanted to bring her up and dedicate this episode. And some of the fans already kind of know why, but a lot of the fans may not really know why. Because when the Good Girls got signed to Motown, this was at a time, I'm going to say 89, 90. This is a pivotal point for Motown, the record label itself, because at this particular time, Motown was kind of making a transition of its own. It was moving out of the 80s part of it, where you still had a lot of the other older school acts like Lionel Richie, who was still selling 20 million records on Motown. But now they were embracing the new generation, the next generation that I was a part of, you know, the R&B, hip hop, New Jack Swing. So a healthy shout out before I get into this thing definitely has to go to the group Today, Big Bub. That's my big bro. Love him.
I love Big Bub.
I love the boys. And I know I'm missing somebody. So y'all represented that new movement. And then it's so funny because a couple of years later, Boys to Men would come out on Motown. So it's like that whole transition of y'all guys revitalizing the label and bringing it up to speed was such an important thing. So everybody was getting targeted and marketed as something. So the Boys was like the new version of the Jackson 5. Today was like a modernized version of the Four Tops. Because you know, Big Bub had that Levi Stubbs kind of gospel rap, but he had that falsetto too. Look, that's a whole other stuff. Big Bub is one of the illest singers ever. Anyway, and of course, the Good Girls, without question. And I think it was so easy to see, and how funny how timing and things work. And yeah, Shanice, thank you, Jeremy. Shanice, definitely. So Shanice would be like our Mary Wells because she was a songbird. Still, without question. But without question, the Good Girls were being marketed as the new version of the Supremes. I think it's pretty obvious that when y'all decided to do a classic remake of one of the Supremes' biggest hit, which was so dope to me because it made me appreciate my mother's era even more because of the fact that now here's my era and they put a
paying homage
behind it, but the intent of how y'all sang it and then added some of the new school choreography. Even the video, y'all had the dresses on, y'all were doing the whole Supremes thing. Y'all was showing the relationship between the old school and the new school, on how much it really, really embraced on a lot of different levels. So without question, it's in history on a lot of different levels about this song being one of the greatest remakes ever of a Motown song. I think everybody knows where I can go with it.
LAJ.
John Barnes and LAJ.
Yep, without question. Pretty in Pink, MC Trouble, rest in peace.
Oh yes.
MC Trouble.
Nice.
Oh, Rich Nice, yes.
I was gonna get you, Joyce. That one punch I used to do. Joyce would kill me with the ad-libs. Can y'all still do jump up and sing? I'm gonna do it with y'all though.
Yeah, we're trying to do it right now. We're like.
They were like this. They went, jump up.
Okay.
What's the other shit? And then here comes Joyce with her fine ass. Come on, Joyce. Come on. Yo, she. You know what? Let me. Yo, on that part, Joyce was like, "Yo, this is my fucking time right about now." She can't. Yo, even in the video when the camera followed her, but she's like, "No, like she's like, listen, we about to kill this shit," and she came with it every single time, even on Soul Train. Like as soon as she went to when she found her mark and her spot, and she went. I'm like, she that little kick step that she did while she's doing the lead and shit. I'm like, so
I really have fun dancing, and
that's where we came from.
I just have fun dancing. I do. I get into the dancing. I go hard. I be pumping them up. When I go harder on the stage, it makes them like,
yeah.
You know, I'm be like, oh, y'all get that shit, and they be like, yeah.
And by the way, it's still serving vocals at the same time. Let me put that in.
That part.
A lot of people don't understand is
that
the work that it takes. Yeah. Most of my fans that know me, they already know I'm a stickler for singing live and performing. People wondering how come we don't have pre-sync tracks on stage for my vocals or anything like that. I'm like, no, because we're from the era where you rehearse, you practice, put the time in. I done seen Brooke Payne in action with Silk.
I was just about to say, that's why Brooke Payne,
he plays no games. And that's why people don't understand. Like, people just think that when we come in there, some things come naturally. But the reason why it's so easy for us to do it, and a lot of other groups that still do it as well, is that the time and the effort that you put in. That's why even when they dubbed y'all the new Supremes, in my personal opinion, it fit the trademark. Because people don't realize the Supremes have to put in work the same way y'all did.
Absolutely.
Oh, a lot of
choreography, being, you know, standing in one spot, being in this section, when this one girl's turn to sing lead, it comes with all of that. So that's why I studied y'all so much, because on that end, it's like people be like, well, you can't do all that shit and dance at the same time. I said, says who? You must ain't seen my show, and then you must ain't see the good girl. That's why I put that clip up on Instagram, because I wanted people to hear that y'all microphones were on. You don't hear that breath coming out of Shireen when she come out that step?
Yeah.
That breath control is real. You got to know how to do it, and you got to put the time in. So I just got to commend you on that, because the routine of that shit, and then you coming out your lead and then have to go back and then still have to do a whole nother 8 bars of, you know, still doing this shit. And
get right back in sync.
And revitalize the harmony. So in tribute to that, I mean, in honor of Mary Wilson, I just got to say, it's so funny how we planned this interview and we had no clue. I mean, it happened suddenly, but I know y'all have to feel away. I mean, just to know that y'all were even mentioned in the same breath as the Supremes, and then y'all had even, and y'all had an even bigger hit with the song, which is interesting. It was very interesting. It's like, wow, people forgot, if they didn't know that was the Supremes, they hold that song to y'all guys.
Thank you. Love that.
Honored.
You know?
Yes. We're completely honored.
Thank
we really are.
Love that. Yes.
It's just so interesting. And that really, you know, that speaks another testament to the volume of this album. What was the first tour? What was the first tour that y'all did? Who was on the bill of this first tour that y'all did when y'all came out with this record?
Oh, we did two tours.
We did a Motown review too,
yeah,
with all the Motown acts.
Mm-hmm.
Malira, Today, not Jeffred.
It was all the Motown actors.
All the Motown actors.
He was doing.
Malira! Shout out to Malira! Oh my God, another one! Wow.
Yes.
Another beast.
Yes. So I think
was Pretty in Pink on that tour too?
No, Pretty in Pink wasn't on that one. I don't think they have been signed yet. They were after. That was when Motown just started. He was getting the introduction.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's I was going to ask you because, like I said, Motown was billing the whole new lineup of all the new acts.
Yeah, the new Motown review.
So that was, to me, that was just so dope because I already knew the history as a kid, but now here I am reliving it for my generation because all those groups that we just mentioned, Pretty in Pink, The Boys, Today, Rich Nice, MC Trouble, rest in peace.
MC Trouble.
If I'm not mistaken, she was the first rapper signed to Motown, period, right?
Yes.
Female rapper.
Yes.
She's the first rapper that they ever took on, right?
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And y'all had that classic song with her, I Just Wanna Make You Mine. That was my that song. Oh my God, man. And quick question. How did y'all do that damn cheerleader thing at the end when Joyce is on top of you and Sheree? How the hell?
Oh, that was the Joyce. First of all, that was a Joyce idea. Joyce is always coming up with those things, right?
I was like, jump on my back, and then I'm going to go up under your legs.
Yes.
They're like, okay.
We're like, cheerleading ass.
Let's
like,
do
what
this.
The hell?
Yep. Joyce came up with that. Always those type of things. Even in one of our videos.
Just call me when we're laying down with our hair together. That was my shot.
Joyce is like, oh, let's do this.
And the concept for I Need Your Love, that was my concept too.
Yeah.
And F. Gary Gray worked on that.
Really?
Video.
Wow.
Yeah, he was telling me to do my makeup, and I got mad at him. And I was mad at him for a long time. And then MC Trouble died, and I seen him, and I felt bad for being so mean. And I cried when I seen him, you know.
And that was actually the same time where I was on the verge of walking pneumonia. Because remember, I was sick as well. So, and I had to get. Yeah, we were doing a video, but we had to do the video and we had to go out. But I was really sick.
Oh yeah, we had to have Susan. She acted like she was DeMonica, and we did a signing. We couldn't perform. We just did a signing, and she put the little hat on, and she acted like she was DeMonica that night. And some glasses, because DeMonica had the flu. I was on the verge of walking pneumonia, and it started at the video. Because during video shoots, it was a 2-day video shoot. Every time we would do a next take, I would have to have the blankets around me, you know, to stay warm, and then get back on the screen and act like nothing was happening. Like, hey, you know. Then take was like freezing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then ended up being in the hospital because we ended up going to New York. Although I didn't do the interview, we had Susan fill in, but I ended up having to be rushed to the hospital. I had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, she was in the hospital.
Stay overnight, But that's how, you know, in the industry, we just keep it rolling. Went in there for overnight, 12 hours. They put some fluids back in me. Had to go back to the hotel, stayed there for a day or two, and then we're back out in the streets. Yep. Just like that. And I had when we were at the hospital, I was in the hospital, I was on a bed that wasn't even in a room because they were booked. So they put me on one of those
little stretcher with the little thing.
With the thing hanging down. So I'm seeing some guy in the room right there that has a draw thing. He's sick. He's like, oh God, he's making me more sick. I was like, but it's just, and it's freezing cold. We were in New York. So, that was a.
We used to have so much fun with Deidre Tate.
Oh, Deidre Tate.
Deidre Tate would pull our tape out.
Yes.
We could be at the airline waiting for our flight. She would make them play it on the intercom. She'd be like, "Hit it, girls!" and we would just do it.
Whenever there was time with a layover, Deidre made sure we worked every freaking minute. If we had a layover, there was time, a spare time. She'll go, "Oh wait, we got some time to."
Let's perform, girl.
Yeah, she'll put the music on, put the tape recorder, and we in there doing a routine.
We would do the routine.
Having everybody looking at us like, what the heck is going on?
We would go to food places. Yep. What did we go to? What was that food
Johnny
place
Rocket.
we went to?
Yep, I think it's Johnny Rocket.
We performed at Johnny Rocket.
She put the tape on. We started performing right there while everybody was dancing. Out the blue. We're like,
all the time. Hit it, girl.
Yep, hit it.
We would just
jump right into
it.
Yes. Deidre was and the only time we would get sleep, because I would have to sneak in sleep while waiting at the plane after her having us perform, I'd be standing up against the wall trying to get a little sleep in She's like, well, but you got some more. I was like, oh God. I was like, okay.
Mom love to eat. DeMonica love food.
Yes.
That's you. Yeah, you tell DeMonica.
I know.
It's
I know
chicken
that. So.
and cake, and she used to eat her cake first and then eat her food.
Because I didn't want to be full and not have my dessert. So food spoils the dessert. So I had to have my dessert first, and then I eat my food because I know I was gonna eat all my food. But I didn't want my food to spoil my dessert. So I would have my dessert first, have whatever that, my pie or ice cream. I'll go, I want my dessert. And they go, well, you haven't ordered your food yet. I was like, I know what I asked for, right? I was like, I want my dessert, and then I'll have my food, right?
I know the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, I was like, I think I understood what I just said. So, yeah.
You talked about tours. We toured with New Kids on the Block, too.
Yes, we toured with New Kids on the Block.
The No More Games tour, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And they kept us on longer. They're like, no, don't leave.
Donnie,
stay a little longer. And we had a good time. Brenda K. Star.
Yes. Brenda.
Do you remember that time we went on stage with them? We acted like we were part of the choir, and it was a basketball player with us. And he acted like he was part of the choir. We were in the scene. We were in their scene, and they didn't know it was us. And when they found out, it was like the last days of tour. You know, we play jokes on each other. So we do stuff like that. We were on we had on the choir robes, and we were in their choir performance.
Yes.
Am I
loud? For those that don't know, I mean, it's crazy because you know when me and Donnie got close. It was so crazy. Shout out to Donnie Wahlberg and Danny Wood, by the way. My big brothers.
Shout out to Donnie Wahlberg and
Shout out to Donnie and
Danny. I love you guys.
Love those guys. They it's so funny because when I would tell these stories sometimes, I remember Donnie would hit me up and be like, man, I got some great stories about these girls, man. Like just the crazy part of that, because at the time I wasn't going to concerts as much. We would only hear about these things by reading Black Beat and Right On magazine. So y'all were the opening act for that particular tour. And that was a real important tour for them because they were making a transition themselves in terms of the artistry. And then now they were becoming young men at this point. So now here y'all girls come in this situation and y'all kicking ass as an opening act with, at that time, New Kids was definitely the biggest pop group in the land at that point.
Yeah, they were. Oh, gosh, yes.
How is that audience? Blockheads are no joke. How is that audience? Because blockheads are serious.
Look, you walk up to a person, they're screaming, and I just start screaming too. They said,
Yeah.
No, she would do stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be Joyce.
DeMonica, why do you think I said it? Because I would do shit like that.
That's Joyce. Oh. Where'd you go? That's Joyce.
I'm just picturing that shit like I'm screaming back at you. This nigga here.
And it's an iPhone.
No, y'all good.
The new iPhone and it's running down. That battery. Hold on 1 second. But keep on talking. Joyce is still right there.
Get that charger. Joyce is a damn fool.
Exactly. Because it says we got 5 minutes.
I didn't know what else to do. They screaming at me. I screamed back. I was scared too. Shit. What is it? What's going on?
Oh, damn. Here we go. See, Jeremy, why you starting, bro? Jeremy said, ask them about the interview with Donnie Simpson when they had their toes out. Oh, God.
Okay. So our stylist, Greta McCall, forgot to pack our shoes. So we had to just wing it.
Can you still hear us?
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear y'all clearly. Y'all good.
We had to wing it. So that's what happened. We didn't have no shoes. So we just had to be without shoes. And then Donnie was going to take his shoes off. And he tried to take his shoe off. I said, oh, you got a little ash, Donnie. He put his little shoe back on. And then he told us that day, he said, Frankie Beverly loves feet. Frankie, if you listening, Donnie told us that you love feet. He told us that day on the couch. Wow. He said, boy, Frankie Beverly can see your feet. Frankie, he told us that, Frankie. And if you on here, we love you, Frankie. We're so glad you're still here with us.
You see my face right now, right? Wow.
So that's why we didn't
Look,
have any we just had to figure it out. Like sometimes the music wouldn't work when we're performing, and I would just be like, "That right, y'all? We don't need no microphone. Like, just keep the show going. You know what I mean? Just make it work." That was me. Like, oh, this is going on. Oh, let's do this.
But them toes was. Yeah, but
The
y'all,
toes wasn't done. They was moisturized.
It's like
they was moisturized in it, but they didn't have. You know, we didn't know we was gonna show our toes. We would have had some red go with the little red coats, but you know, we did the best we could. What are you doing, DeMonica?
Wait a minute, y'all.
I'll be right back.
The Wi-Fi's acting up, y'all. Y'all Wi-Fi.
Okay, we still in here. We in here now. We doing this stuff.
Y'all can still hear it?
Yep.
It keeps
we had
freezing.
to plug the little
There we go. It happened as soon as y'all moved. As soon as y'all moved the thing, it was moving. Okay, there you go. Okay, I got you. Y'all cool?
I like the merch, man. Yeah. Look at that hat. Yeah, I like the merch, man.
What?
What?
I might have to bring y'all back in. I don't know.
Okay. Tell Julia he's gonna log out and come back or something.
We gotta log back out and come back in?
We good now?
Are we lagging?
May have to. They say, matter of fact, I'm gonna.
Okay, I see it lagging.
Come back with your request. Okay.
Okay. Where we going?
It froze for 5 seconds. Okay. Hold up a second. There we go. Okay, y'all. What's going on? Y'all enjoying this, ain't y'all? Exclusive. Nowhere else but on the Planet Soul podcast, where I got two of the founding members of the legendary Good Girls, Joyce Tolbert and DeMonica Santiago. Those are my girls, man. Long time friendship. Y'all getting a lot of history, a lot of footnotes with everything. How's it looking now? Because I logged them out so I can make sure. Let me make sure my screen is clear first before I bring them back in. Talk to me, y'all. Look good so far. We got it with no problems. I ain't about to start having them now while the conversation is getting good. And it's a perfect setup because we're going to go into the second phase of their career. I have a lot of questions concerning the next aspect of their career that we're going to talk about. So let me see. They're going to send me a request back. Let me get them in here. Let me see. How we looking, y'all? Or did they send something back? Hold up a second. In the meantime, let me play one of my favorite cuts off their first album, All For Your Love. Play this shit. This is my shit right here.
You keep putting it off. The longer you wait, it's going to hurt both of you guys. I know, but it's hard. It looks like you're going to get your chance. Go on. All right.
What y'all know about this? Don't want to lose your love. Joyce Tolbert on the vocals, y'all. How we looking, y'all? I need to hear from y'all so I can continue.